I want to make something that can draw out an audience emotionally.
Promise.
And I honestly sort of did live the movie, and I had not intended to do that. In a nutshell, this film challenged every single relationship that I had in my life. Things just progressively got worse.
I was scared, and I think we should have been. I think that that if we weren't scared, that would have shown that we didn't have humility. All you have is your own perspective. You can't actually live in somebody else's mind or literally have an objective point of view. Like there's nothing like that for anyone. It's about a guy who loses his mind or is afraid that he is losing his mind. And he can't tell the difference between what is real and what is he's making up in his own head.
Carl? Where was he?
He was in the silo.
Especially when it comes to things like racism and the people that you love. If you're going through a traumatic experience, which this character does because he loses his family in a car accident, and then is dealing with the outside world, and then also dealing with something that's within his home, which is, I'm stuck like being a caretaker because this is what I promised my wife I would do in case something happened. And now here I am dealing with this, and he's got thoughts that he knows aren't sound, but can't help but think that they're real. And that's where the psychological horror comes in, is that he feels like she's out to get him, and that manifestation is actually taking place in sort of like a paranormal way.
Just ask Sarah.
The office relies on you way too much.
This will be the best piece of work I can do, and we will all benefit. I will see to it. And so that's my promise. I can only describe it to you by giving you this movie and saying this is where I want it to be. This is the level I want to achieve.
Before we moved into production, Phil and I talked about what kind of level we wanted to be at. We were at a film festival, the Method Fest, in Calabasas, California, and Ernie Hudson happened to be there. Next thing you know, for the next half an hour, Phil pitched him the script. And you know, it calls for a middle-aged African-American man to play the role. And in the movie, he's married to a white woman, and about 20 minutes into the conversation, he says, hey, please meet my wife. And up walks his wife, Linda. And she happens to be a white woman. And he went on to talk about his experience for the next 5 minutes, and so many things that he touched on were just like letting us know that he is the guy, and it is no coincidence that we're talking to him right here, right now, at this particular moment. And Phil and I just kind of kept glancing at each other like, oh my God, is this really happening?
The only reason I'm doing this movie is because of Phil and Steve. I mean, when I first agreed to do it, I really didn't agree to do it because of the script, because I really hadn't seen the script. I didn't agree to do it because I knew what the work schedule was. If I had known what the work schedule was, I might not have agreed to do it. But after I saw the movies that Phil and Steve made, I was really impressed with them, and I really wanted to be a part of that sort of creative input. And for me as an actor, no matter how much work you do or no matter how much money you make, you still want to be a part of that creativity.